Hello. Today I'm going to be doing a review in two parts, of the Vita and the 3DS, compared, and just normal reviews. So we're going to start off with the Vita, and I know there's many out there, but this one's going to be a little bit, maybe not that much different, but you'll see a few things. So first things first, I did this recent software update, I believe it's 2.60. They added a few new menus, or a few new options in the home button menu. The stores, I don't think that got changed much. The applications, all the normal ones, I believe, got a little bit faster. So the reason I'm doing a review on both of these guys is because I have both, and people generally pick one or the other. Nintendo, usually for 3DS, is mainly for, I believe, Pokemon, Mario, stuff like that. And now that Super Smash Bros. Is coming onto it, it's just going to be pretty great. But I think that the Vita has a pretty good chance of beating the 3DS if they start doing more games like what I'm hearing Killzone Mercenary is like, which is great. The joysticks will be more precise rather than the basic games that came out weeks or months after the release of the Vita, like Resistance, Burning Skies, because that didn't come out till I believe February, and that was a letdown. That was a complete letdown. The campaign was terrible, not anything to remember. The multiplayer, I reached the level cap really fast. This is a game I bought right away, which is Dungeon Hunter Alliance. Now, I also bought this on my PSN for 99 cents months later, about a year later, for 99 cents, and played it with my friends on PSN, rather than playing on Vita, because, not once again, but for the first time, I guess, not many of these units sold in the United States. I believe it was, I want to say 5,000, but that sounds really low. And then I also bought Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation because I thought that might test the limits of my Vita. No. None of those actually tested the limits of the Vita itself. If I wanted to actually play a game that would test the limits, I think a game like a porting game of like Skyrim or a visual game, I'm not even sure. Battlefield 3 would be great on this thing, but hopefully Killzone Mercenary. The multiplayer lasts a long time, and they don't create a really low level cap. Resistance Burning Skies was level 40, and that took me a week, maybe. I don't remember if it, and I don't play that often. Let's see, what else can I show? The store, the main thing about the Vita that is changing from the 3DS is this guy isn't getting all that many games. They claimed, I believe, 100 for this year to 2014, I believe. But I think that they lied, or they meant indie games, because if you look, before we go into indie, actually, let's go into let's go into Vita. Now, if you look at some of these, A through M, some of these are like Limbo, Guacamelee, I believe is on here somewhere. Jetpack Joyride, Mechanarium. Some of these are from like the App Store kind of thing. They're ported to this. I don't know if that means third party, but anyways, some of these aren't even like real straight up PlayStation Vita games, but they're in that section. And indie games, I believe these are the third party developers. There's a lot of these for starting out as an indie game selection, which is good. The company Sony and the developers of these games realized that they needed less, I guess you could say, insane gaming, or there's another word, but intense gaming, because people just didn't have the time. They needed a game like I don't remember the recent game, but I'll link that in the description so I remember. But they need games where you can play in short bursts, a couple of times before something, and also they just need to make the games longer. The Dungeon Hunter Alliance, I've played that many hours. I haven't even reached the level cap, and it's fun. Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation, I thought that was a pretty good game. Resistance Burning Skies didn't last very long, and I did put on PlayStation All-Stars, and I bought a couple of minis, especially Nun Attack. That one is pretty fun for being an iOS game right away, or a Android game right away. I have Jetpack Joyride, Equilibrium, that's fun. But you don't see actually all that much stuff on my Vita. The Vita for me is I guess if I want to take it, if I am going on a trip where I can't bring my PlayStation 3 or my laptop, computer, desktop, whatever I could be bringing, I would bring this. But this would be almost a last resort because of the game limit I have. The only game I could play is Dungeon Hunters and Assassin's Creed, because this game I already beat, boring, done with it. All-Stars, boring, done with it. And then this game I haven't beaten. Assassin's Creed 3 is just fun to just roam around, I guess, for a little bit, 20 minutes max. And YouTube would be the only other reason. Trophies are pretty cool on this thing. I don't do Welcome Park. I earned quite a few trophies. You can do Facebook and live tweets. I don't use the group messaging all that often. And friends, I have them, but obviously I just don't know really what to do with this app other than see them, look at what, I don't even know if you can look at what they're doing. Sometimes it shows it, I believe, but I think it's only on, oh, it does show it. So, anyways, I don't know if I should block that or whatever, but, so, I think that overall, out of a 10, I would rate this system for me, as a perspective, a 7. There was a poll taken recently that asked if Vita owners and people who just bought them for somebody would return them. And yes, most of them have buyer's remorse because they don't really know what to do with this. The Maps app doesn't locate very well. The Near app doesn't locate very well for the Wi-Fi version, generally, unless you equip it with Skyhook, which is the location service that Sony uses, because these things aren't equipped with GPS. So most of the time they're not going to work even if you do that. So that's terrible. We were given a cool idea, didn't work. I hope they utilize that in the future, or give us Google Maps or something to locate us easier. Party chat I hardly ever use because the only time I would ever use it is Dungeon Hunters. Remote play, now that's a function that will be utilized a lot more with the PS4, and they claim it'll be able to be used with just about every single PlayStation 4 game that doesn't use the Eye. I think that's what it's called. Yep. I don't own that for the PlayStation 3. So yeah, if this would be almost a last resort. I would take the 3DS over this on a long trip if I couldn't take both. But this one has a better thing. This one has YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and you can play videos. Photos can be taken on both of the devices, but I think better this is a 5-inch OLED screen. This thing is beautiful. The 3DS obviously isn't made for viewing all these great things. Let me just show you a picture on this guy. Oh, I think I opened up the wrong one. I did. They did change this up a little bit. A good photo to be looking at would maybe be even this one. It looks really great. You might have to take my word for it, but it looks really great on the OLED screen. On the 3DS, that would look really bad. But once again, it's not made for that. They both have Netflix, I believe. Neither of them have Pandora, which is really interesting. And a really good part about the PlayStation Vita is not only does it come with its own pair of headphones, the charger itself comes and can be unplugged and used as a USB port so that you can put on things like photos and stuff. Even though, because it's your very first time, you can't do it. which is why they do this, I think. But the very first time you can't wirelessly do all that, but you can now. And now, as the update, not only do you get these options, these extra options in this menu, but you also get, what else? There's something else. In settings, I think there's another option. Or they changed the options, I'm not entirely sure. But I'll link all the things they changed for 2.6 in this. System update using Wi-Fi. It'll say blah blah blah. Yep. Devices is one thing they changed. They added a device option. They added one more option. I know they added something. Maybe it's not on here, but they added. I don't remember. I'll link all of the stuff they did though in the description. And what else? I think that's about it for the review. I wouldn't use this very often. I would like your comments in on how much you would use this, how much you do use this. The buttons are pretty quiet. The joysticks aren't nearly as precise as they should be. And the buttons, these buttons obviously had to be, can't really see that, but they're really tiny. Which they have to be, so that it can work properly. I'm not entirely sure what this one is used for. This is like I'm not sure, but the camera on this thing is great. The rear touchpad, or the camera isn't that great, but it's decent. The back touchpad, the rear touchpad, is pretty good, but not that responsive during games. Some games should utilize this less. And if you want to, because I don't like my stuff being scratched, I don't like to set it down hard. I'm really a electronic, I don't know, neat freak, I guess. So if you want to, you can buy many different things, Nerf type things, sponsor. For these, this one holds games, and then you can also buy the grip trigger thing. I don't remember the name for it. So yeah, this thing overall, I would not rate it more than if I absolutely had to give it its best, 7.5 max. So thanks for watching, and the next video we'll be doing on the 3DS. Thank you.